Here's the analysis result for the guy you filled out the survey for. The result? C minus. This guy is below par. He has some issues to watch out for. Welcome to the Strong Brew, where you get answers to questions you're not supposed to ask. These are some things you may want to know about the man in your life. If you do really well in your career, will he become insecure? Will he try and use money to control you? Will he share housework or just make you do it all? In fights, when he gets angry, does he get aggressive? During intimacy, does he understand that no means no? Is he jealous, suspicious, or possessive? Will his attitude towards you change after having kids? Will he treat your parents with respect? What if you have conflicts with his parents? We tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. These are things nobody else will tell you. Things that are important for your future. This is a safe space for truth. No judgment, no platitudes, no login, no payment either. Our questions are from real life, but our answers come from science. Now, I built this thing, me and my husband, and honestly, we built it and we live it. We are both Stanford grads, we both have worked at Google, and we've been happily together since 1998. Along the way, we've added a son, now 13, and 4 dogs. We are genuine folks. If you're a woman trying to understand any man in your life, here is how it works. Go to www.thestrongbrew.life. Click on the Understand a Guy button there. Answer 10 questions about him. Watch a video tailored to your guy. That's all there is to it. It is completely anonymous, no login, no payment, no games, no manipulation. This analysis is obtained by combining solid trait psychology with cutting edge AI ML. We represent each person's personality with what is known as a feature vector. This has 10 elements, so our data is effectively 10-dimensional data. In case you're wondering how we can infer so much from just 10 questions, well, 10-dimensional data is very complex. There is a lot you can learn from that level of detail.
Okay, I think that does it for the preamble. Now let's plunge in. Let's start with this guy in his career. Will he go far or just talk big?
He is not likely to go very far in his career, and he probably isn't the type to brag or talk big about his future either. He works hard and keeps things tidy, but when it comes to stepping up, taking charge, or pushing through difficulties, he tends to hold back. If there's a tough situation at work, he might quietly avoid it or withdraw instead of standing his ground.
Can he bounce back from failure?
When things go wrong at work, he is more likely to break down than bounce back. He finds it hard to handle stress and gets upset quickly, sometimes even lashing out or sulking when things don't go his way. He isn't good at facing tough times head on and may give up easily.
What do people at work think of him? Do they like him?
He might find it hard to get along with people at work. He isn't warm or polite, and when he gets upset, he can become moody or even explode over small things. People may not openly dislike him, but they're likely to avoid him to steer clear of drama.
If you do really well in your career, will he become insecure?
If you do really well in your own career, he's not likely to celebrate your success with pride. Instead, he might feel left out or insecure, though he won't always say it out loud. Rather than cheering you on, he may avoid talking about your work or even act as if it doesn't matter much.
What if you start earning more than him?
If you earn more than him, he is likely to feel insecure and quietly resentful, even if he doesn't admit it directly. Instead of talking openly about his feelings, he may become distant, less talkative, or even moody at home. While he won't pick open fights, this silent discomfort can create a wall between you.
Next, let's talk about how he is with money. Does he overspend? Is he reckless with money?
He handles money very carefully and prefers to have everything organized and planned when it comes to spending. He is not the type to make risky purchases or waste money on things he doesn't need. You probably won't need to worry about surprises or sudden debts with him.
Does he show off and pretend to be richer than he is?
He lives a life he can afford and prefers to stay within his means. You won't see him pretending to be richer than he is or showing off with fancy things he can't really buy. He's practical and careful with his choices, choosing what's safe and sensible over what's flashy.
Is he too generous, too stingy, or just right?
He is quite tight with both money and his mindset. He tends to stick closely to what he believes is right and doesn't easily bend, whether it's about spending or sharing his feelings. You may find him holding back with praise, affection, or gifts, and he doesn't easily open up or make space for new ideas.
Will he use money to try and control you?
He is more likely to be secretive and controlling about money. He won't easily share details about his finances, and you may notice him making financial decisions on his own without asking or informing you. If you try to talk about money, he could shut down the conversation or give short, guarded answers.
Let's see how this guy is with sharing housework. Will he share housework or just make you do it?
He is most likely to think that housework is your job, not something to be shared. He follows routines and likes everything in its place. But when it comes to chores, he may expect you to take care of most things around the house. You might notice him avoiding tasks or quietly slipping away when there's work to be done.
Will he help you or just boss you around and tell you what to do?
He is more likely to stand on the sidelines and supervise rather than actually roll up his sleeves and help with chores or diapers. He might give advice or point out what needs to be done, but he won't often take action himself. This can feel like you're doing the work while he just watches or comments.
Now let's see about how this guy is during fights. In fights, does he try to understand your views or just win the fight?
He is more interested in proving he's right than truly understanding your side. If there's a disagreement, he's quick to defend himself or argue back, often without listening to what you're feeling or explaining. He might even shut down the conversation or walk away if things get uncomfortable.
Does he become aggressive when angry?
When he's angry, he finds it really hard to control himself and can say hurtful things or act aggressive. Instead of staying calm and respectful, he might raise his voice, throw sharp words, or become moody and difficult to be around. His anger doesn't fade quickly, and you may end up feeling scared to speak your mind just to keep the peace.
Does he have a bad temper?
Yes, this is the kind of man who gets angry very quickly, almost like a switch flipping over small things. He doesn't have much patience, and his temper can show up even when it's not called for. Living with someone who loses control often can make you anxious and always on guard.
Will he say sorry and accept his mistakes?
He struggles to say sorry and rarely takes responsibility for his actions. When something goes wrong, he's more likely to blame you or the situation rather than admitting his own mistakes. Over time, always being blamed can make you doubt yourself and feel very alone in the relationship.
Next, let's talk about intimacy and physical chemistry. During intimacy, does he respect your boundaries? Does he get that no means no?
He may struggle to respect your boundaries, especially when it comes to things he wants or believes should be done his way. If you say no, there's a chance he will push back, argue, or try to wear you down instead of accepting your answer calmly. If you ever feel pressured or ignored, it's a clear sign to be cautious.
If you are not in the mood for intimacy, will he react badly?
Yes, he is the kind of man who is likely to take it personally if you're not in the mood for intimacy. Instead of understanding or checking in on how you feel, he might become upset, moody, or even distant with you, as if your decision is a direct rejection of him. Your feelings and boundaries are important, and you deserve a partner who truly respects them.
Can you trust him not to shame you or share your private moments, maybe love letters, photos, or videos, even after a breakup or a bad fight?
With him, you need to be careful. He finds it hard to be gentle with your feelings. So there's a risk he might bring up private or sensitive moments in arguments or use them to make you feel small if he's upset. If you value trust and safety in the relationship, this is something you shouldn't take lightly.
Is he loyal or is he likely to want to have affairs?
He is not easily distracted by other women. He tends to stick to routines and doesn't go looking for attention outside the relationship. Loyalty in this sense comes naturally to him, and he's not the type to chase after new excitement or flirt with others. So, you can trust him to be loyal, but you might need to work harder to find emotional closeness and joy together.
Will he be jealous, suspicious, and try to control you?
Yes, he is likely to be over possessive, showing jealousy and controlling behavior. He may get suspicious over small things, question your actions, or want to know where you are and who you're with. This kind of attitude can make your world feel smaller and heavier over time.
This guy says he is protective in a good way. Is he actually just being possessive?
Yes, for him, what may seem like a protective nature is really a sign of a controlling personality. He might say he's looking out for you, but in reality, he uses this as an excuse to restrict your choices, question your decisions, or keep you under his thumb. True care means respecting your freedom and building trust, not controlling your every move.
Now, onto the topic of kids and how this guy will be as a father. If you guys have kids, will he make you do most of the work?
He will most likely expect you to do most of the work when it comes to parenting. He tends to keep to himself and avoid tasks that feel challenging or require emotional effort, including raising kids. If you dream of truly sharing the journey of parenthood, you may feel unsupported and overwhelmed.
Kids are very messy. Will he lose his temper with them?
When the kids mess up or get upset, he's likely to lose his temper rather than stay calm. Small mistakes or emotional moments can quickly make him angry or impatient, and he might react with harsh words, raised voice, or an icy silence. It's important to have a parent who can offer patience and support, especially during tough times.
If you guys have kids, will he still support your career?
He is unlikely to fully support your role as both a mother and your own person. He tends to see things in a very traditional and strict way, expecting you to handle most household and parenting duties while not giving much space or encouragement for your personal dreams or self care. Over time, this can leave you feeling lonely and drained, longing for real partnership and understanding.
Will this man say one thing early on, maybe while dating, and then later after kids and marriage change his tune and try to make you give up your career?
Yes, this is the kind of man who might support your career at first, but expect you to quit after you have a child. He values routines and traditional roles, so once the baby comes, he's likely to assume all your energy should go to the home and family. It's wise to talk about these expectations clearly before making big life choices.
Next, let's see how this guy treats your parents. Will he be respectful with your parents?
He is likely to just act polite on the surface with your parents rather than truly showing warmth or making a real effort to build a close relationship. His interactions might feel formal or distant, and he may do only what's necessary out of respect or duty, not genuine affection. If warmth and closeness with extended family matter to you, this could be disappointing. He is more likely to expect your family to adjust to him rather than making compromises himself.
What if your family creates stress or interferes a bit in your lives?
If your family creates stress or interferes, he's likely to make things worse instead of handling it calmly. When tension rises, he can quickly lose his temper or become cold and withdrawn, which can escalate the situation or make everyone feel uncomfortable. This can put you in a tough spot, feeling pulled between both sides with little support.
Then let's analyze the role this guy's family will play in your life. Is this man modern with you but a completely different person when other people, say his parents or bosses, are around?
Yes, he is the kind of man who may act modern with you in private, but expect you to be a traditional, supportive wife in front of his relatives. While he might say he supports your independence at home, his behavior can quickly change when family or community is involved. This double standard can leave you feeling confused and pressured to constantly switch roles, making it hard to relax and be yourself around those who matter most.
If there is tension between you and his parents, will he support you?
If there's tension, he is more likely to stay out of it or quietly side with his family rather than stand up for you. He avoids conflict and struggles to handle tough emotions, so he won't easily step in to protect or support you during disagreements. In partnership, having someone by your side is key. So think carefully about what matters most to you.
Say you have a conflict with his mother, what will this guy do?
Yes, he has many signs of being a mummy's boy. In a conflict with his mother, he is very unlikely to choose your side. He's uncomfortable with confrontation, especially when it involves family, and usually goes along with what his mother wants or expects, even if it's unfair to you. He may avoid the issue altogether, hoping it will pass, or let you handle the tension alone while he keeps quiet or tries to please his mother.
Will he share all the private details of your relationship with his mother or sister?
Yes, he is likely to share the details of your fights or private life with his mother or sister. Instead of keeping marital issues between you both, he may turn to them for advice or comfort, sometimes giving them more power and information than is healthy. It also means your relationship decisions and secrets may not be truly private, making trust and intimacy harder to build between you and him.
Now let's zoom out and put it all together.
So, after all that analysis, we can conclude that this guy is a C minus. This guy is below par and he has some serious issues to watch out for. Being in a relationship with this man day in and day out can feel more like carrying a heavy load than building a happy partnership. You may find yourself doing most of the emotional work, the chores, and the parenting, while he keeps to routines and expects things his way.